Hi guys, it's Kelly here again and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another book haul video. I feel like I've accumulated quite a few books in the past couple of months and I have a substantial pile that I can now include in a book haul. The first book that I'm going to be mentioning is The Paper Menagerie by Ken Liu. This one I got because I started listening to it as an audiobook for Asian Readathon, which you can find on my channel, both my TBR and my wrap-up. But I started listening to it. I found that it was really interesting, really cool. It had some amazing short stories in it. I found out also that it was translated in Bulgarian, and I thought that I had some of these short stories and just this book in general I need to share with some of my friends and also my mom, so I went out and bought it in Bulgarian. The next book I actually got from my mom for my name day, and it is The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. This is by Mark Manson, and apparently it's kind of like a self-help book, but not really. It basically tells you how to prioritize and how to care about certain things that you actually should care about and just not really get too much involved in things that are not that important. So this was an interesting choice for my mom. For me, not exactly sure what she had in mind there, but I will definitely give it a read and I'll let you know what I think. Next up, I ordered a Bulgarian book box, which you can again find here on my channel, but I got this book in it, and it is We Are Blood, We Are Thunder by Kesia Lupo, and it is a YA fantasy, I believe, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's basically about these two characters who find themselves connected through a very particular and weird storm that is kind of wreaking havoc on the lands. I don't know. I talk, I guess, a bit more in my unboxing, but I haven't gotten to it yet, so I don't know much about it. It sounds very interesting. The cover is really pretty. Don't know how well you can pick it up, but it's very smooth and just the letters are glossy and they're also kind of beveled. So really pretty book, and I'm definitely interested to give it a read. Next up, I got a few things off Amazon, and the first one was Invisible Planets by Ken Liu. No, sorry, this was, I think, edited and translated. Yes, this is edited and translated by Ken Liu, but it's actually 13 Visions of the Future from China. So it's again a book of short stories, and Ken Liu is actually the author of The Paper Menagerie, which I mentioned first. I initially bought this one for my Asian Readathon, but I realized it's not gonna get here in time, so I started the audiobook for the other one. But this one is again really interesting sounding. It is from a combination of Chinese authors' short stories, and they are all sci-fi, and they have been translated and kind of put together into a book from Ken Liu. So this one is definitely one I'm going to get to soon. I love short stories. I need a quick break, just because I read way too many short stories in the past 2 months. So I need a quick break, and I will definitely give it a read as soon as I can. The next thing I got off of Amazon are the Saga Volume 2 and Volume 3. This is a graphic novel. I read Volume 1, I think it was in April, and I really enjoyed it, even though I thought I wasn't going to. I don't know why. I had this feeling that I'm not going to enjoy it quite as much, but I ended up loving it, so I ordered these two as well. So in May, me and my mom went to a spring book fair here in Bulgaria, and I accumulated the rest of the books there. So the first one that I got was Robopocalypse by Daniel Wilson. I have no idea what this book is, and I just saw it and I was like, what the hell is this, and why do I not have it, and why have I not heard of it? Again, not sure exactly what it's about. I think it's about this supercomputer that takes the form of a young child and just kind of links itself into the mainframe and the whole server and starts taking over technology, something like that, and just basically dooming humanity. So this sounds extremely interesting. I am very interested to start it as soon as I can, and I was told that it's very similar as a premise to I Am Robot or something like that with Will Smith, which fortunately I have not seen yet. So after I read this book, I'm definitely going to see that movie and see if they're connected to some way, because it does say on the back that it's going to be a Steven Spielberg movie. I don't know what that's about, but maybe that's the one. I don't know. Either way, really interested to read this. Next one I got off the book fair was this giant brick, which is The Priory of the Orange Tree by, oh my god, don't fall, by Samantha Shannon. So this giant book is a fantasy, in case you couldn't tell by the dragon on the cover. But it is a fantasy, and it's supposedly a fantasy that has dragons in it, which honestly, I have not read a fantasy that has dragons in it, and I feel like that is a very huge miss. So this one, I was guaranteed that there were going to be dragons in it. Now, I don't read books that are this big, but keep your fingers crossed that I get to this one. It sounds really interesting. It looks amazing. It has a few maps on the inside. It has dragons in it and magic. So I've heard nothing but great things about this book. So I am very hyped and very interested. So hopefully I will just kind of be a little bit more fearless about it and start it soon. The next book is a little bit of a particular book just because I don't think you can find it outside of Bulgaria, but I'm sure you can find different versions maybe of the book or different combinations of the short stories, but it is this book right here, and it is a combination of stories from all around the world. It features all different countries and all different mythology inside it. It also has pictures, it's illustrated, and it is a hardcover. So it is called East from the Sun and West from the Moon. I really don't know exactly how to describe it any better. I don't know if I can show you this. If you can't see, I'll try to insert a close-up if like the footage is not good, but it has these beautiful illustrations, and it's just a beautiful book, and it's not like short stories. I think they're meant for children, but again, I'm not exactly sure. Either way, it's a beautiful edition, and I would love to find out more about the different mythology and the different stories and different children tales that they have all around the world. And the last book I got from the book fair is actually the third book in the series, which is Nyxia Uprising by Scott Reinken. And this is book 3, and I believe it's the last book in the trilogy of the Nyxia Triad. I was going to make a review of the first 2 books before the third one came out, and I actually did. I filmed the entire video, and I never uploaded it. So I don't know, maybe when I finish this one, I'll upload for the whole series. But I'm not sure. This is, well, the first book is about a group of youngsters. Man, I sounded so old just now. But it's basically about these young people who are recruited on a spaceship, and they are being trained to go on an alien planet and mine this material called Nyxia. The first book is them being on the spaceship and training. The second book, if you don't want to know what the second book is, I will include a spoiler here. When the spoiler is gone, you can unmute me. But the second book is about them being on the planet and interacting with the aliens. And the third book, I honestly don't know what it's going to be about. I mean, I know because I read the other books, but I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to spoil anyone. So that's it for these ones. I am not the biggest fan of the first 2, but when I say that, this is the only series that I've actually finished or gotten to book 2, and I'm definitely planning on finishing. So even though I say I'm not the biggest fan, and I know that it has a lot of issues, like, facts are I read 2 books and I'm definitely going to read the third one, so that's why I kind of didn't upload the review. Maybe I will after the third one, but yeah, so that's it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have read any of the books that I mentioned, and if you have any opinions on them, I would love to hear them in the comments section down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe if you like what you see and would like to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!